This is Annette, and I thought it would be helpful for us to review the Edgewood leadership model so that we can better understand the model's alignment with what we're going to be doing in Ed715. Those of you who were here in person for 701 saw Dr. Best review the model with us. For those who weren't there, the hard copies are in the module, but I thought a video presentation might be engaging. So as a way to look at the model and how it applies to what we're going to do in this class. So we should know that the model is based upon the Dominican values of Edgewood College, which include truth, justice, compassion, partnership, and community. Based on that foundation, there are 4 key components of the leadership model, and they include leader as professional, leader as researcher, leader as advocate, and then finally the culmination, leader as craftsperson. When we saw it in person, there are overarching statements about each of these, and I'm not going to take time to go through those in great detail. They might be overarching comments that you would expect, and again, they are available on the written materials that are part of the learning module. But I thought I did want to spend a little bit of time going through the knowledge, skills, dispositions, and artifacts as they relate to each of these components and how they relate in the course. So leader as professional, the knowledges that are important for professionals include this long list, and probably knowledges that you would think would be important for leaders. The one that we're going to focus on mostly in our class is your expertise within a specialized skill set, along with the ability to share the expertise with others. And as we build that learning community, your ability or your willingness to share your expertise is going to be critically important so that we really get the depth of engagement that will make us all different after having experienced this course. There are many skills of the professional, and again, these probably aren't going to be earth-shattering to you. But there are 2 that we're going to look at in terms of Ed715, which is to ensure that you're speaking or working from a broader ethical mission, and that you are able to inform stakeholders and collaborate on goals, process, inputs, and outcomes. And it's a collaboration piece, again, building that community that's so important as you move forward with your entire program. Professional, the dispositions that we would most likely see of professionals, especially as they graduate from the Edgewood EDD program, include this list. And what we're going to focus on is just that fundamentally knowing that work is an expression of each person's gifts and values, and we contribute to the common good. And then one more time, this building community concept. Artifacts are things that you would expect to see from leaders as professionals. And those are listed here. Moving on to leader as researcher. Again, there's a list of several knowledges that are important for leaders to demonstrate within their research function. Again, the ones that we are going to look at most closely in this course is not so much yet a big focus on research, other than communicating clearly in writing and speaking, are fundamentally critical as you move forward in your technical writing and your ability to present your research concepts and your research question, the conclusions in an articulate way that consumers of your research would be able to know and understand. Moving on in the skills of researchers, again, a little bit of a laundry list of skills that are within the research function. And what we're going to focus on is your ability to clearly compose an argument. And that's going to be, and evidence it by supporting it through the literature. And we'll do those in papers where we'll ask you to cite references in your blogs or in your discussion forums. Your ability to draw from a wide range of authors and researchers to support the observations that you want to make will be important. The dispositions that researchers as leaders have are here. and displaying the courage to communicate, especially as we're just beginning to build trust with each other. I think going out on a limb, and then all of us evidencing proper netiquette as opposed to etiquette, and so that we can have a trusting relationship. And then lastly, the artifacts that are apparent when you have a leader as a researcher are many things that you're going to do later. Leader as advocate, the knowledges that are important for leaders as advocate are presented here. Again, the ones for this course are highlighted. Knowledge of programs and policies, and how you reflect that in the work that you do in this course. Again, the communicate effectively and professionally work with others to formulate and guide a vision. Skills, there is a long list of skills, and the ones that would be important to us are the developing strategies to share message and mobilize others to grow and share their vision. So how do you take care of each other? How do you advocate for each other's viewpoint? How do you draw people into your conversation with them, especially in an online environment? Will be skills that you will develop as a leader advocate. And then the advocates frame their issue by trying to take it to a larger picture, but also understand local impacts. And so when you're working on papers that talk you to, or that speak to or ask you to relate this work in the classroom to a larger piece, the piece of your professional life, for example, your ability to do that, to take information from this course and apply it in a larger setting, while still understanding the local, that the decisions we make as learners have a local impact, would be skills as the advocate. And lastly, the dispositions of advocate. What we would hope to see in this course is actively seeking those mindful partnerships, policies, programs. And some artifacts are presented here. We're going to look at the literature on several topics. We're going to reflect on a passionate issue. Not so much highlighted in this course, but clearly you'll have some opportunity to do that. And lastly, the craftsperson. The knowledge and skills of the craftsperson include the investment of time and energy, because this is difficult work, and it's going to take you time and energy to get through this work. And so, owning that now as you begin your program will be very important for you. Leaders as craftsperson and their skill sets, you might guess that the cultivating new relationships with diverse people is an important skill that we'll work on in this course. And then always seeing problems and issues through multiple lenses. Dispositions. These are here as I would expect all of us to be creative and innovative, certainly dedicated. So none of them particularly arise to this course. It's really throughout your whole program. And then the last are the artifacts, things that the craftsperson who has taken into and worked in all of the other attributes of professional researcher and advocate, the artifacts that are created.